the matter, and that a decision was on the horizon. This was the final straw. Supporters who sympathized with Yandy and were concerned about the emotional toll this turmoil would have on her family began talking about the couple's children, even though they were kept out of the public. Yandy's tale captivated so many people that some even launched internet fundraisers ostensibly to support her. Through the process of recovery, in the middle of all this public turmoil, Tamar returned to social media with a mysterious tweet that said, "The truth doesn't need defending," despite Yandy never acknowledging them. In only a few minutes, a straightforward picture of her image in a mirror became viral and garnered thousands of comments. However, several detractors accused her of being attention-seeking and playing the victim. People inundated her page with supportive and encouraging remarks, complimenting her for her strength, bravery, and courage. Everyone was left pondering Tamar's next move, since none of them received a response from her. A few hours later, Mendes responded with a long Instagram story that said, "I'm sick of being quiet. I'm begging everyone to wait for the facts before passing judgment on me, since my name is being exploited to fabricate stories. I did, but not in this case. My family and kids are exposed to this stuff." So this was an uncommon emotional outburst from a man who had established a reputation for discipline and control. But that statement did not rescue him either. As other memes and parodies of his predicament surfaced, making fun of his circumstances and depicting him as an idiot and a villain, he had to postpone an unplanned public appearance and lost many business contacts in a single week. The narrative, which had begun as a solitary instance, had developed into a cultural spectacle, a never-ending tale of treachery, and Tamar was apparently negotiating a restraining order and damages with her legal team. Fans experienced heartbreak and public disappointments much beyond anyone's expectations, feeling as though they were seeing a real-life drama unfolded in a soap opera, with scandal following scandal and the truth seeming farther away each day. Yandy didn't say anything, but her quiet spoke louder than words. Everyone knew that something was about to happen, and that when it did, everything would be different. Every new news was captured on video during discussion shows, and while it was new, it flashed outside courthouses. A few days later, there were reports that Yandy had officially filed for divorce, and the city was in a frenzy once more. As she approached a courtroom, paparazzi photographed her rigid yet resolute attitude, dark glasses, and inscrutable countenance. Some followers accused her of exploiting the circumstance, while others swamped comment sections with sadness emojis and statements such as, "No woman deserves this." She held it long, as well as subtitles like "Yandy finally breaks free" and "the end of an era." According to those close to Yandy, she had been thinking about divorcing for months before Tamar's case came to light. She's been unhappy, but this article really provided her the incentive she needed. According to one insider, said that the religion had long ago disappeared. Rumor had it that weeks prior, she had found unsettling communications between Mendeecees and another lady, but it was unclear if they were amorous or inappropriate. But for Yandy, it was sufficient. People said she was now driven by serenity instead of anger. Meanwhile, court records began to surface online, and Tamar's case had officially entered the judicial system, with detailed descriptions of specific instances purportedly occurring at a late-night hotel lecture, as Tamar's lawyers detailed a string of unwelcome approaches and repeated attempts to create physical contact despite vocal rejections. The term Tamar versus Mendes was widely used on all social media platforms. Top shows picked up on the news, but Mendeecees' legal team swiftly refuted the accusations, claiming they were unfounded and intended to harm his image. "This is one of the most shocking celebrity cases we've seen this year," was said immediately after. "But we have to remember, these are still allegations." A well-known morning show said, "You have a beloved R&B singer, a reality TV star, and a marriage falling apart all at once. It's explosive," said other co-hosts. But since nothing has been established yet, the audience didn't particularly care about the final remark. Following the widespread dissemination of the court records, individuals developed their beliefs. He was seated in what appeared to be his home office, wearing a basic, speaking calmly yet passionately, and clearly exhausted. He paused before saying to Tamar, "I know people are hurting. I wish you healing." Mendes, "They were struggling to control the debate, so I made the decision to go live on social media for the first time since the problem began. I can't let falsehoods destroy me. Even when I am conscious of what is being said about me. My wife, I am aware that you are also in pain. I'm sorry for everything, including the things I didn't do. I've experienced worse in my life, and I'll overcome this as well." When the live video became viral in a couple of minutes, hundreds of thousands of people watched it, and both positive and negative comments were left. As soon as the live event concluded, Tamar herself tweeted the word "enough." A fan commented, "This man sounds broken," while another wrote, "He's just trying to save his image." But even so, additional speculative remarks followed, asking whether she was reacting to his apologies or if she was just sick of being the center of attention. Yandy's quiet became a message in itself as she worked to rebuild her life. In earlier interviews, she talked about loyalty and said things like, "You can tell it's over when a woman stops talking," which were shared by admirers. According to those close to the internet as much as traded on her kids. Yandy isn't thinking media or stardom at the moment since she's in survival mode. A friend claims that when gave a quick news conference outside the courthouse, things took an even more dire turn. It has to do with accountability. Share her truth became the weekly mantra after the video of the event went viral on all entertainment channels. Publicity isn't the point when reporters asked if Tamar would testify in this lawsuit. Her lawyer quietly replied, "My client has been deeply affected by this incident and we trust the legal system to handle it suitably. The legal system should deal with it effectively." More witnesses allegedly appeared as the case gained momentum forward, including one who was purportedly employed at the hotel where the assault was committed. Sources claimed that the witness heard a furious dispute coming from the room, even while it was hard to verify the statement's accuracy. It exacerbated the already heated situation as supporters poured in comments. In the midst of all this turmoil, Tamar wrote on her Instagram account, "Sometimes being strong means Instagram account. Sometimes." This was not anticipated. After Tamar Braxton formally filed a harassment lawsuit against what began as a few whispers on gossip sites has now grown into a major media frenzy. Mendes, the entertainment industry seemed to be shocked. The era of social media chaos. Fans are stunned by the discovery, and the firm is split. How may these two be related? Have become so uncontrollable, and how could Yandy, who was formerly regarded as one of the toughest women on reality TV, cry when the truth came to light? Music apparently files for divorce and sobs hysterically. According to sources, the incident played out like a tragic film full of surprises, betrayals, and poignancy, thanks to voice notes, screenshots, and comments from alleged witnesses. This is one of the most talked about tales in recent memory. As Tamar allegedly takes the matter to court, we looked at our motivations, loyalty, and the boundary between fame and sorrow. Yandy's life appears to be collapsing in real time. Her and Mendes' public split has devastated some who previously believed they were a power couple. What really transpired behind those closed doors? And why is everyone suddenly against Mendes? The Mendeecees of this narrative is growing. Hold on tight. When the initial charges emerged, the entertainment industry as a whole froze. Gossip blogs started to spread the startling story that Tamar Braxton had sued Mendes for harassment. Following purported court documents, the story swiftly surfaced on all of the main blogs and was linked to what had previously been written off as a spurious rumor. The fans were shocked by what they read. The same man who had openly pledged allegiance and repentance throughout his absence, Mendes was now charged with a felony that may permanently damage his reputation. According to the charges, the incident occurred weeks ago at a posh hotel in Los Angeles during what was supposed to be a relaxed business meeting. Reports state that to discuss possible partnerships for her next project, Tamar attended a covert meeting with managers and producers. Later that evening, attendees allegedly joined the group after visiting the same location for Unraveling. Nobody gave it much notice because celebrities frequently gathered in these locations. However, as the evening wore on, something shifted. Tension between Tamar and the Mendeecees was noted by witnesses. Tamar also seemed to be getting increasingly uneasy. An source said on the internet that Tamar discreetly departed the party and went to her room. Maybe to take a nap? Soon later, though, it was claimed that someone had seen Mendes strolling along the same hallway. Following then, contradicting information from other sources surfaced, making the specifics unclear. Some said nothing occurred, but another claimed Tamar subsequently made a desperate call to her aid. No matter what had occurred, there was no doubt that Tamar had brought legal action. When the news emerged, hashtags with Tamar's name appeared on Instagram and Twitter, causing social media to go berserk. Two groups of fans emerged. Some people offered Tamar their unshakable support and commended her for having the courage to stand up and seek justice. However, some criticized the timing, saying it was too abrupt or odd. "I adore Tamar, but there's a problem," a fan made a tweet. "Why now?" By morning, thousands of videos and comments examined every angle as the dispute grew more heated. "Don't question a woman's pain just because the man is famous," was remarked. But Yandy was experiencing an unanticipated nightmare. She apparently learned about the case online. People that are close to her reported that after being stunned